Officer in Department of Electronics and Communication, STM Ministry of Technology, Vijayanagar. Today we will look into the concept of cellular networks, what is wireless cellular and LTE 4G broadband. So how the LTE is different from the previous versions of the cellular network like 2G/3G. So what are the added advantages we find in LTE, and also how the network is linked with user entity so that it can be covering the entire surface of the earth. So today's topic is to have the idea of cellular concept. So what is cell? A cell is a geographical area that covers uh, a set of users which are linked with the network. In cellular system, the service area is subdivided into smaller geographical areas called cells. Each cell served by their own low power base stations. So now the base station is a transceiver section in cellular network which has got antennas mounted on the towers, and at the base it has got switches which links with the external network. It is powered by battery bank or from the grid supply. So these base stations are always kept on, and it is in the constant operation so that service can be provided and guaranteed throughout. Now, how 2G, 3G and LTE are related? 2G/3G, which are meant for basically the voice-based services, and the features were added like the data services so that it can get connected to GPRS. In LTE, as a full form says, long-term evolution, it was developed from the scratch to make all the applications on IP based. Even we can see now voice over IP calls, VoIP services are added in LTE so that all the fundamental operations and the advanced operations are linked with the IP based services. And here the guaranteed data rate is 20 Mbps and it goes up to 200 Mbps theoretically. So when the geographical area is divided into cells, it has to serve n number of user entities. We call it as UE in LTE. So neighboring cells do not use the same set of frequencies to prevent interference. Definitely here the interference is a big cause for the degradation of the signal. To overcome that, there has to be a planning so that the geographical area is divided, it is categorized, and also allocation of frequencies given to different cells. So how long we can divide this frequency into cells, because every day cells are increasing in number because new users are coming into the network access, and how long we can divide the frequency. So there is a trick to make sure that the spectrum is limited but frequency can be used optimally. The concept of cellular is shown over here in the figure. You can see it is hexagonal shape theoretically, and the vehicles what we find in the picture is the indication of mobile entities. So mobile means it is in the movement. So now when the mobile device is moving from one geographical area to the other geographical area, obviously there is a change in the range of the signal what it receives. Once the serving base station signal strength decreases, then it requests for the neighboring cell to give the service. So this process is called handoff, where the currently existing user who is using the network for any call or any other services will be handed over to the nearest or neighboring cells without causing any change in his operation, or he will be connected throughout. This process is it is a prolonged process as long as theory is concerned, but in network side it happens within a fraction of seconds. So here the calculations we have, so that will be discussed in a few some other sessions. So here the small cells which has got a base station and mobile users are getting service through that, use the frequencies defined to that particular cell. But there is a term called frequency use. What is frequency reuse? As we know, the spectrum is highly expensive and we cannot have spectrum for all the base stations what we define theoretically or technically. So the frequencies are to be reused in some other cells. So this concept is done using a concept called frequency use factor, and here is the planning for that. If you observe the diagram, the pictures indicate the frequency use factor 4, frequency reuse factor of 7, as in the left hand and right hand figures. So why we need to plan? It is required to determine a proper frequency reuse factor and a geographical reuse pattern. Frequencies can be reused should be determined such that the interference between base stations is kept to an acceptable level. So now what is a frequency reuse factor? It is always expected to be less than 1 and it is indicated by the factor f. So term f is used and it is always expected to be less than 1. The worst case is f equal to 1. That means one cell is reusing the frequencies. That means all the frequencies are all the cells are using the same set of frequencies. Accordingly, in the diagram you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 cells grouped together. This is called as a cluster. The group of cells is called as a cluster, and the frequency reuse here is 1 by 3, implies that given frequency band is used by only 1 out of every 3 cells. Similarly, here you can see the cluster of 7. Cluster of 7, it is now indicated by A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The cell names from A to G. Co-cells are in this particular cell structure which uses the same frequency channel set. That is, a set of frequencies are shared between 7 different cells. The reuse of the same frequency channel should be intelligently planned in order to minimize the geographical distance between the co-channel base stations. So else what happens? We need to divide the geographical area, we need to divide the frequencies, and the frequency reuse factor has to be defined. So making the cluster is a clever idea where for a set of cells, for a set of clusters, the frequency is allocated. Within that cluster, frequencies can be used smartly. As an example, you can see hexagonal cellular system model with the frequency reuse factor 7. The group of cells which are using entire frequency channels that are called as clusters here. And here within that cluster, you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G are the names of the cells, and also these are the ideas how frequency is used. And if you observe any of the cell here, its adjacent cell is not using the same frequency. Thus, this is the idea of frequency reuse. Now, what is the capacity of a cellular system? The overall system capacity can be increased by simply making the cells smaller. Of course, by giving smaller cells, what we can use is we need low power transmitter. Transmission power is less required. And in this manner, if you proceed, cellular system have a very desirable scaling property. Thus, it can be scaled and it can be managed very easily. As the cell size decreases, transmit power also decreases definitely, and correspondingly, the interference decreases. And here we have the concept of handoff. Since the cellular system support uses mobility, seamless call transfer from one cell to the another cell should be provided. That means handoff should be provided every time. The handoff process provides the means of the seamless transfer of the connection from one base station to another base station. By this, smooth handoff is a challenging concept because here from one cell to another cell it kept on if we keep on increasing, it keeps on increasing its handoff requirement, and it is burden to the system. So what is the advantage now of the cellular system? A small cells gives a large capacity advantage and reduces power consumption and allows frequency reuse. Here, frequency reuse factor is increased because cell size is decreased, and we have the advantage because it required power at the transmitter side is very less as the cell size is decreased. The drawback that we find basically is it is very difficult to have more number of base stations by reducing the cell size, as each cell requires one base station and it is very expensive. And also, if the number of cells number increases, the distance decreases, the possibility of handoff is very frequent, and this requires lots of load into the network. So this is the disadvantage or the drawback that we find in the uh, cellular system. So that is what we have the basic idea about the cellular system. Thank you.